okay, so now you are an actor.
I am.
Uh,
I am.
and I jumped onto your website. I jumped
Yeah.
on to your website where
Yeah. I got.
you're looking here, then
Yep.
you got all your poses, and I'm like, man, obviously, is it airbrushed? Do you airbrushed?
Hey man, it's a lot of sacrifice. I'll say that much.
Are
It
do
really
you
is,
eat candy? I mean, you
bro.
everything is just healthy,
I mean, I have fun every once in order to, especially you start getting up in age, that metabolism's different. You start training
dog. You're only
differently.
37.
I
You're
know,
only
but
30.
still, still it things change and you got to really dial it in. And
Right, right,
especially in this industry where it's like, you don't know what's going to be the thing that gets you the job or the thing that doesn't
right,
get you the job. So in my
right,
mind, I'm always like, I'm gonna have all my ducks in a row so
right,
that if they go down the line and say, what can we say no? Because everybody want to say no. Everybody wants to say no. So
right.
if they go down the line and say, okay, well, all right, well, he's not fit. We can get rid of him. No, you're not. Okay, he got that. Okay, well, what about, no, he got that too. All right, well, so I just want to make sure that everything's lined up to get to the easiest thing, the easiest yes I can. And so
Right.
I'm very meticulous about, training, exercise, eating healthy. Um, I constantly am studying and looking for the next thing that's going to take my game to the next level. I'm not big on supplements and things like that, but I take my green
You just
shakes.
say like protein
I don't even take protein shakes. Honestly, I just get mostly things through food.
from food. See
I
that? Yeah,
just,
that's what's up.
I feel like that's the
Me
best,
personally, I
best
only
way.
take protein. That's all I take. I
Yeah.
don't. I mean, I go to Costco. I get the protein,
There you go.
and that's it. So now, how did you even get in? I mean, did you go to school to become an actor,
Yeah.
model? I didn't
uh,
see that class at Eastern Washington.
I didn't see it either. Honestly, what's funny is Eastern had that Eastern magazine, right, that they were doing, and I
Yeah,
remember they were shooting the cover of the magazine. They needed somebody's arm on there, right? So I was like,
right.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
And that's
So
exactly that. The look you just did was
and that was it.
exactly what you used to. Sure, I'll go do it.
Sure, why not? Let's do it. I'll do it. So I go, I throw the arm on the cover, and then I was like, and it's kind of fun. And then I shot for the little Eastern, like the catalog with the sweatpants and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
So I did
yeah. You must
that,
have did
and
the year
then
after I did it.
yeah, and then I shot a couple commercials in Spokane, just local stuff. Um, and I always had a love for film since I was a kid.
Okay.
Uh, and I always loved the process of making film. I just didn't know. I think in my mind, I always had the idea that I was going to use however far I could take football and my athletic
Right.
ability to make as much money as I can and then move to LA. That was my plan. So when I got stuck in the arena league for a couple of years, I'm gonna call it stuck. When I got stuck in the arena league for a couple of years, uh, not making any money, I was like, I'm just wasting time here now because the chances of this moving forward are just it's real slim to none.
What team
And
were
so
you with?
I was with Spokane. I was the Spokane Shock for
Okay.
I get released in camp, and then I went to Amarillo, and then I bounced to Tri Cities, and I finished my career out in Tri Cities.
You
Uh,
did?
yeah, I was with the Fever,
I didn't.
2009.
I was there in 2009. I wasn't with the team, but I was there.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
even know you were there, dog.
Hey, I don't think anybody knew we were there. There's about 1,000 people in the stands. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I spent a little time there, but uh, yeah, it was a growing experience. I'll say that.
Right.
I learned a lot. I learned a lot from it. And I wouldn't trade it because every I don't want to call it hardship, but everything that you do in your life will teach you something if you take the lesson from it.
Right.
And
Right.
so that's what I kind of use that for. But I realized I was spinning my wheels,
Right.
trying to do that because I had to be honest with myself. I think we all got to look ourselves in the mirror at some point and just be honest. Like, hey man, what's the chance of this? Because what's the real chance of you making the NFL
No.
and
Yeah,
going the long route?
and that's it. Because everybody wants to be Kurt Warner, right? Because everybody hears
Yeah,
the success story of Kurt Warner, and it's like, that's a 1 in a million arm deal,
Yeah.
and
There's like
he
five
perfected.
guys.
Right,
Five
right.
guys did that, you know. That's amazing. Isaiah, I mean, Isaiah going from Spokane
Oh yeah,
Shock to arena to like defensive player of the year in the arena league to CFL to the Jets and having the career he did. I mean, and it wasn't like, you know, he became a Pro Bowler or anything, but he took the long road and made it and got money out of it.
yeah,
And, you know, so that's a hell of a journey.
yeah. I mean, I haven't talked to him in a minute. Have you talked to him?
I haven't talked to too many of those guys. You know, I keep up with Raul and Skyler and some of the other guys um, here and there,
Skylar
but
Lamb?
Skyler Allen.
Oh, Skylar Allen.
Yeah.
Skylar Allen.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that name in a minute.
Yeah. I keep up with them guys and,
Keep up with
you
all the
know,
Pasco boys.
yeah, I have a back and forth with Kimball every once in a while. And, you know, I'm trying to go catch the Cal Poly game because I know Baldwin's down there and E.
And
Meyer
Eric.
is
Yeah,
it's coaching.
yeah.
So I might try to drive up and catch one of their games if they have fans in there in the stands. Who knows?
So now with all this craziness, how does that affect you? Like, what do you like? Do you still do your shoots and everything? Do you still
It's
do your
yeah, it's I tell you what, budgets are going through the roof because the COVID budget adds about 25% more budget onto every shoot. So, you know, you
does that
spend a
take away
hundred.
from you?
It doesn't take too much away from us, but it definitely is slowing productions down. It's
Right.
there's so many rules and regulations now, and it's tough to just go about it the way we used to. You know, I got to go get COVID tested later tonight for a job I'm shooting tomorrow. So it's like
Oh,
you
they do
have
the
to
rapid for
get it
you?
done. Do the rapid, yeah. Go
Okay.
get a rapid test, and they slam that thing up your nose, and it's not the best.
Yeah, I haven't had to have that yet.
Lucky you, I'm on about number 10 by now. You know, so
No, no, no. I mean, I got my kids, and there's we're not doing that,
yeah,
so
yeah,
it's that's crazy. That is,
yeah.
I mean, because
It really
California,
is.
one is just it's different. I mean, you
Oh
guys
yeah,
are you guys are set apart.
yeah. Like
And so
LA County's real serious. Orange County, they kind of do what they want. San Diego, they kind of fly off the hinge and do what they want. But LA County is real strict about how they handle. They've been handling the situation.
are you seeing a huge uptick? Is there a lot? Is it kind of like, okay, I mean, is everybody just walking around scared or what?
I mean, I think in the early stages, it was everyone was a little, you know, more
Right.
concerned about it. Now with all the data and everything that's coming out, and you know, it's kind of, I think people are just tired of being in the house, man.
I feel you.
You know, and you can't close everything down and then tell people, well, you got to stay home, but
Right.
you're not going to have a home if you don't
Right.
have money to have the home. So especially
Right.
here, rent here is
Oh,
crazy. It's so expensive here to live, and to tell people, hey, you can't work is it's tough. But you know, I've seen the other side too, because my mom was in the hospital for 3 weeks with COVID in Washington State.
is she still in Spokane?
Yeah, she was in Spokane, man. Day after Christmas, I got a call that she's in emergency. She went to emergency. She tested positive for COVID, had COVID pneumonia, and she was in there for 3 weeks. And it
And
was
you couldn't visit?
couldn't visit, so I would FaceTime her with her every night. But it was like
Yeah.
for a while, you know, and when it first hit, it was a little freaky because she was getting close to going to that ICU and getting close to ventilators and stuff. And mortality rate on a ventilator is like 70%. So
Yeah, I would have busted down those doors. They had to have an
yeah,
army. Hey,
yeah,
my mom's in there. We're gonna have a choice. It's either you're gonna die
yeah,
or you're gonna
yeah,
get me through, because I'm
yeah,
not messing around. That wouldn't have.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
It was
scary.
a
I
trip,
mean,
man. It was scary, and I haven't been home to see my family in honestly 2 years. So it's
so
you
were
know,
you able to see your mom, or did you fly your mom up, or fly your
I
mom to you?
nah, I mean, she just got out of the hospital a little while ago. She's back home now, just kind of recovering and resting.
Okay.
But you
How
know,
long was she in the hospital?
man, I want to say it was close to 3 weeks. She went in the 26th and she was in there through about the middle of January.
Oh,
Yeah, it was sketchy, man, for a while there. I was real nervous. And I just had a lot going on in my personal life too at that time. I was going through a breakup and
yeah.
everything's closed down, and then my mom, and yeah, I can't go see it was just everything on top of each other. It was just like,
It just
man,
snowballs.
it really did. And I was in a dark place for a while, but I just
Well,
keep
the thing that I see a lot, because I mean I coach and I work with kids, and so I see this with kids all the time. Um, but obviously it's with adults, but you, because of the COVID, because of this and keeping everybody in, and even with myself, you have uh mental and spiritual
mm,
issues that, I mean, when you're just to your own devices by yourself all the time, it's tough, and especially when you can't go to your family, you can't play your sport, you can't go do what you normally do. It's kind of one of those things that I mean, it's a lot of. I've had about one or two kids commit suicide because of everything that's going on. And
is
especially as a teacher and a coach, you sit back and go, man, if I would have known, I could have. But we're all in the same boat, which sucks.
yeah,
And if you don't have that mental fortitude, it hurts you. And so, I mean,
yeah,
I feel you. I feel
it's
you.
heartbreaking, man. I mean,
Yeah,
I live by myself too, so it's there's a lot of nights where you've been inside, or you've
yeah,
been home all day and you're in your thoughts all day long,
right.
all day, and that'll drive you crazy. That'll
Oh yeah,
drive you
easy,
crazy.
easy.
So it's
We,
heartbreaking to hear about those kids, man.
you have a dog?
I got no dog. I got nothing. I
Okay.
try to keep those responsibilities to a minimum.
Well, get
Uh,
a dog. Get a dog.
yeah,
I got my son and my daughter a gerbil. Get a gerbil.
yeah.
Get a fish.
You're just giving me more work to do right now. I got a succulent, which is plenty.
A
Uh,
what?
a succulent, a plant. I water it
Oh,
like once every 2 weeks. It's low maintenance. I
bro, you
got
said a succulent. I'm like, what is that? That's not
yeah.
even a thing.
I
You
love it,
said I
man.
got
I
a
love it.
plant.
That's
I
it.
plant. Is it actually called a succulent?
It's called a succulent. Yeah, it is.
Oh, is it like
It's
Mr.
it's
Miyagi? Are
just
you
it's
cutting it?
just. I mean, I take care of it when the leaves need to be pulled. It's like one of my little babies, man. I take care of it, so it's low maintenance. It's low maintenance. I got enough responsibilities already that I don't need that one.
That,
One day,
hey, that
but
is
not yet.
that is crazy. So you don't right now you're in California and it's
Yeah,
obviously 70 degrees.
it's beautiful.
And what you don't understand here is that there was like 8 to 12 inches of snow, and
I
you remember.
understand it. That's why I moved, bro. That's why I'm here. Like I, I can't do that anymore. Look, I got soft. I got real soft. I'm not gonna lie. The cold, when it's too cold now, I'm soft. I'm soft. I literally do things like a workout, right? I do things that scare me every day, just to
Right.
get to stay. I don't want to get complacent, and I need to stay in my mind. So I program workouts that scare me. So and
What
I
does
jump
that
into it.
mean? What I
I
mean,
think
are we doing like 10 sets of 15? Is that what you're
I
talking
mean,
about?
I'm talking about like hardcore CrossFit workouts, snatching, cleaning, running, jumping. I just 2 hour long, hour 40 minute straight cardio endurance. Like I just try to find things that are gonna scare me. I run 13 miles with a 20-pound vest on because it scares me. Like I try to keep that edge a little bit of not getting so complacent with where I'm at in life. I'm
Right.
grateful and I'm so happy for the ability that I've had, that the career I've created in this industry, to be able to work and pay my bills and only do this. I don't do anything else. I don't have another job. I'm not a server. I never have been. I've been blessed enough to create relationships with people that they continue to hire me over and over and you know pay me for it, which is that's everybody's goal.
You know, I've always told people if you can find a job, one that you love, right? That's not really a job, right?
Mm.
But I would love to get paid to work out. That's what I mean,
Yeah,
I want to get paid to work. So we're gonna pay you to work. Okay, well, shoot, because that's I love working out.
yeah,
But I know that you've been in a couple music videos,
yep, long
and
time ago.
there was one steamy music video.
Yeah. Not steamy.
I can't remember who was it. Who was it in? Who was it?
uh I mean, it was that you're probably talking about Christina Milian, I would
No,
imagine.
that
No,
wasn't. No,
not steamy.
it was what's her name? She's older.
Oh,
Um,
Tony Braxton.
yeah,
Yeah, Tony. Yeah.
wasn't she like she was all over you, dog? Wasn't she?
No. You know what's interesting with that is I actually wasn't on the set at the same time she was ever.
What?
We were never on set together. I know. They set up cameras. It was interesting. I met her. She's a wonderful person.
I
I
wouldn't
know
doubt it. Yeah.
at that time she, you know, she was dealing with her she has lupus, I believe. And so
I,
she was
I
going
did
through
not know that.
that. Yeah, I think she has lupus and she was going through that at that time and uh yeah, but she was a lovely person. The director of that was Billy Woodruff. He's hired me a few times to work on some projects. Actually gave me my first job here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Was one of his movies, which
And
was
I saw you do
very
some
cool.
movies. You now you're into some. What do you do? Taekwondo? You do karate?
I do it all. I do it all. I do a lot of martial arts stuff.
Yeah, I saw you just walk.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah,
okay, I don't know when
yeah,
that came around, but
yeah. Well, that's came around since I moved here, man. I always had a passion for martial arts, but you know, we're so busy dedicating so much time to other sports
right, right,
that will move us forward in some way. You know, that I never had time for that. And when I got here, it's now it's like, well, I got time, you know? So, and those skills translate over to film and TV because
right.
there's always action movies, you know, basketball, football. There's a
It's kind of a
handful,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
they got All
yeah.
American going right now, which is, you know, I know a couple people on there, but the
Are you getting on
real,
there?
I would love to shoot,
Oh,
let me get an audition. Might
yeah,
be too
yeah. I
old.
mean, I like that show.
It's because you could play what's his name's brother. That's
You were
why.
so right. I sure
Yeah,
can.
you come
Yes,
in to
I
be
can.
his double. You be like, hey, you need a
Hey,
double? I'll come
yeah,
in.
I can do it. Hey, just call
Yeah,
me Baby Tay. I'll be right up in
there you
there.
go. Yeah,
I'll be
Tay, that's
just
right.
fine. Just
I know
fine.
you would make some money, man. Be a stunt double. There you go. Take some falls. Take a kid.
I sure will. I don't know how
Get
to do it
paid.
correctly, but hey, I'll get back up.
Hey, you'll learn. You'll learn. Everything's learning. You know.
So now,
Yeah.
do you do sports movies? Do you do any kind of sports movies, or is it just like
I mean, right now it's like so. Last when was it? Last year? Before what 2019 I wrote my own project because I was tired of waiting for someone to hire me. So I was like, you know, let me create a project that's from my heart that I can put out there. And so I came up, you know, I want to do action stuff. So I was trying to say this guy's an action hero, kick ass type of guy without actually
saying it?
doing all
Yeah.
that because I've done it all. I've already have the martial arts stuff on tape. I don't need any of that now. Now I need to show my dramatic side of acting. So a soldier, automatically you see a soldier, you're like, oh, that guy kicks ass. So I
Oh,
basically,
you wrote that?
yeah,
I saw a picture.
yeah,
I didn't see the picture. I don't even know where you go see the pictures.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I'm gonna
but I
release it
saw.
sometime.
Okay, so it's not done
Yeah,
yet.
it's done. It's been in the festivals, in the festival circuit, trying to get some accolades there and
Okay,
get a little name. So I'm gonna release it soon though. Very soon. But I
so
wrote the whole thing and the basic premise is, you know, a soldier gets left behind in battle and he has to fight against his past demons to survive. And he comes
okay,
across another soldier and they kind of travel back together. So it's I had missed tying this whole thing up into sports and football and things. I had missed the camaraderie of being with the guys, man. I
Right,
missed
right,
because out here it's a very isolating, lonely place. You know,
right,
you can have a great community, but at the end of the day, most people out here are in it for themselves. They're trying to
right,
make their career and move themselves forward. And I miss the camaraderie of working with guys like-minded, going for the same thing, going hard for the
right,
same thing. And
right.
so I wanted to put that part of me out there somehow. And that's where this project came along. And it's about brotherhood and unity. Um,
So were you the
and
director of it too?
so my friend is a real good writer and director,
Uh-huh.
very talented, African American. You know, everyone involved was a lot of people of color, a lot
There
of
you
up
go.
and comers in the industries. I had a female editor. You know,
Okay.
I had a great colorist who colors. She works on like studio stuff. Like
What's a colorist?
colorists is they'll color your film to make it, cinematic quality instead of
Okay.
just
So
being
like
raw.
graphic design.
Yeah, because when you shoot on film, it'll be real flat. Like the colors won't pop. Everything's just real
Okay.
flat. And so they come in
Okay.
there and they punch the colors up and do all the editing on that to make it
Okay.
look
I
good.
thought you just named like a new minority group. I had
Yeah,
no
no, no.
idea.
So yeah, everyone I hired was just. I can't say enough about the people that worked with me on the project. I think they really believed in the project and they saw value in it, and I really paid them next to nothing. I mean, I spent tens of thousands of my own money on this project,
Oh,
and
that must be
most
nice. Tens of thousands
tens of
of your
thousands.
own.
It's not nice because most time when you make a movie, you want to use what they call OPM, which is other people's money.
Okay.
Uh,
I was like, yeah, I've seen that
yeah,
song. That was OP. Okay.
yeah. No, you want to do what's called OPM. So you want to take other people's money and make your film, and hopefully it makes money. You could pay them back. That's
Right,
that's
right,
that's the
right.
plan. But I believed in the project and I believed in myself, and I was willing to invest in myself.
Yeah.
And I think that was when you spend that much money on a project, you want it done right. And I
Right.
think the outcome of this thing, it was a special thing, and I think the quality's there. It's a high quality. Had original score built. The guy played all the instruments, which people don't play instruments anymore. This guy played all of them.
And I have a because growing up, I was in band. A lot of people
Mm,
don't believe I was in the band. I was like, nope, I was in the band, and I love hearing live instruments
nothing like
and
it.
live. When I get an album or someone singing, and you hear that flute or you hear that trumpet or you hear whatever. Even with my
Hmm.
kids, I'd be like, hey, listen to this. Here's the percussion, and now they're listening to it, and it's totally different than just
Absolutely,
the audio or the electric whatever. So I mean,
absolutely.
I feel you. It's that's pretty cool, man.
It
So
was
do you
it
do
was
plays too?
amazing. I would like to get into doing plays. Um, I want to say my previous girlfriend did a show last before lockdown, and it was
Okay.
really successful down here. And it's beautiful. It's something about the energy from that is amazing. So I would like to get into that. I'm still trying to make. I'm not going to call it a transition because I feel like you know you start. So when I first got down here, I pretty much started working in print jobs. So I'm working for the Nikes, Adidas, and Targets and stuff that's coming out in magazines or the billboards for whatever. And
You're on
then
a billboard.
I was on billboards all over the world for Call of Duty. This last Call of Duty was just pretty incredible. It was
Go
insane.
off.
I mean,
Um,
yeah, it was insane. They see my face downtown next to Staples Center, like a
oh,
full
that's awesome.
building size built. It was phenomenal. One of the best jobs of my life. But like doing the print jobs and then starting to work commercially. I've done some huge commercials with some big directors um, and it's like those directors that you're working with in these commercials a lot of times they're up and coming guys that want to have other
Uh-huh.
aspirations too. They'll remember you. The some of them are big film directors. I did a
Right.
Super Bowl commercial where it was Anton Fuqua and like
Yeah.
Training Day, Magnificent Seven, Southpaw. Like this guy's, he's a working professional director at the highest tier, and we had a great relationship on set. Just he would come between takes, sit down, and just chat with me, just ask me about my life, and we just talked and joked around, and
Awesome.
it's like, yeah, it's building that. And so you realize when you shoot these spots that it there's not much difference between doing that and really doing a big film. It's the same thing.
Right.
It's the same setup. It's the same guys are
Just a
there.
just a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's a little longer. It's you're saying a few more things. It's more character work for yourself. It's more work for you. But at the end of the day, all the people are the same. There's a director, there's a producer, there's a sound guy, there's a camera guy, DP. There's all these same professionals, and it makes me know that it's possible to take the next step, I'll call it, in your journey to being a working TV and film actor, as well as a commercial and print model as well. So
what's the end goal? What's the end game?
I mean, I think the end game is just to go on a journey, man, and
Yeah,
make
okay.
projects that I'm passionate about and that I feel connected to and love. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't, once you get everything, then what? You're still
Right.
going to
Right.
feel,
You have something
you'll,
that's going to keep pushing you, that keep,
yeah,
you know,
you're going to feel
if you don't have
satisfied.
something to help you get up in the morning, basically, what's the point?
Exactly. I mean, look at Tom Cruise. This guy's probably the GOAT. He, every
I've never
movie,
said Tom Cruise was the GOAT. That's the first
I
time I've
mean,
ever
he's
heard that.
he's
I'm
probably
not
the
saying he's
GOAT
not. I've just
of
never said.
acting. Like you look at his body of work, and now you look at the stuff he did. And he wants to shoot in space. He's going to shoot a movie in space. He's going to shoot on the International Space Station.
Like
Like,
actual on the
yeah,
international station.
yeah. He's training to do that. He learned how to fly a helicopter in like 6 weeks. It's like he takes his stunts and he takes the cinematic things he wants to show to the
And he
next
actually does
level,
them.
and he does them. He does a lot of them.
Yeah, I
And
didn't know that.
it's crazy. Yeah, you'll see him hanging off planes and jumping over. Like,
Yeah, but you I
he's
mean when you see that
amazing at what
stuff,
he
you think
does.
you think there's a double, right? I mean, no one thinks Tom Cruise,
Yeah.
is gonna actually do it.
Well, a lot of times it's an insurance thing. They want to do this. A lot of times they want to do it, but insurance is like, hey, look, if you hurt yourself and we have to close down production for 6 weeks, we are paying salaries for all these
Right,
people for the
right,
6 weeks. So they say, hey, man, look, we can't take the risk to insure you, which now he produces his own film, so he insures it himself, basically.
Yeah, because then he got rid of his like agent or something, or he got rid of everybody. He's like, look, I'm just gonna do what I want to do,
Yeah,
and
that's what. When you get to that level, you can do that. You just need a
well, that's
lawyer to
awesome.
handle the contracts. But I mean, eventually, that's what I'd like to do too. Eventually, I would say, I would like to have my own production company where I'm part of producing the content that I want to make. And there's a lot of, I just want to be great at what I want to do.
Right. Yeah.
I don't
And that,
necessarily want to be great at everything. I don't want to be the funniest guy on earth. Like, I don't want to be, a Jim Carrey or whoever you find,
right.
Kevin Hart. That's not my lane. My lane is not
Right.
going to be, I'm going to show up and be the funny guy that does it. No, that's his lane, and he's wonderful at it. And he's
Right.
excelling in that. So I want to just stick to my lane, find my lane, and stay in my lane. And
Right.
then, I can tamper around and branch around later. But if you enjoy what you do, why not?
Yeah, why?
Just keep
And
doing it.
I would have to say we are very kindred spirits in that, where you're not trying to be held down. Where you're trying to go, and
Mm.
you're like, okay, this is what I need to do to get there. And if someone puts something in your way, you're like, I'm going over it, I'm moving it, whatever the situation is. Not everybody might agree with what you're doing, but hey,
Mm-hmm.
you at night, you go to bed and you say, I'm secure with me being me, and
Absolutely.
that is awesome.